Kevin, you motherfucking avatar. You better start the fucking after the show now, motherfucker. Avatar ass bitch.
Kevin's eyes will look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, here we go. It is the KVJ After the Show podcast. Sorry, we're getting going a little bit late. We had some surprise visitors today from Florida Atlantic University, talking a little bit about media. So
Hoot hoot.
yeah, you just you take whatever they throw at you, right?
That's my alma mater.
Kind of try to keep on going.
I'm an owl.
Yeah, you are. Class of what?
03.
Okay, that was a great year for FAU.
It was, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now we took it to states. No, I don't even think we had a football team actually yet. I don't think we had one in 03.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What is it? I think 25 years now maybe they've been doing it. I think they were just getting going. Because remember that we had
Schnellenberger took over the program.
We did a live show from the Jamba Juice that is right there in whatever that plaza is next to Boca High.
Playing all the big arenas.
Yeah, I'm saying the big gigs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
It was there's nobody there.
That's almost as cool as that one appearance I did at a pawn shop one time.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
I had to do 3 appearances at pawn shops. Nobody came. And I had to give out all my shirts because 3 homeless men basically were going to beat my ass for them.
Yeah. We've had some pretty unbelievable gigs that we've done.
Pawn shop's tough, dog.
Pawn shop's tough.
I'm not talking about the club. I'm talking about a real pawn shop.
Yeah, we know. That's the sad part.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it was on
I think pawn shop is worse than Jamba Juice.
I think it was on a Monday at 1 o'clock.
Oh, my
It
God.
was fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I hate you.
The game's kind of changed a little bit now, thankfully. But yeah, boy, in the day where you do those appearances, you never know where you'd show up. I remember, I think my first, what they call them, remotes for radio. I think I was at a small little cellular phone store. I think they did beepers.
Yes.
I think it was like 1999. It was in Stewart. It was a beeper store.
Oh, if you did a cell phone opening day, they expected thousands of people to come out. And then you're like,
That's the worst. So where are all the people?
I don't know. I forgot
Probably living their life.
I forgot to talk about it on the radio.
I mean, dude, you're a beeper store. Is there going to be a rush for beepers? I don't know. Yeah, so getting going a little bit late here. Apologize to the live audience. Kind of out of our control. Just doing what we can to make it through, baby. Got some emails here. People want to talk a little biz with some of the things we had on the regular show. Curtis, we were talking about how many Americans now are pondering a life in another country. Just, I guess, the state of everything that is going on. They say that number is rising. But, you know, being from the United States and American, you know, what's another place that you would go? And, I mean, is there any place that is like this? In my mind, still, there's no place like home. And I don't think I would ever change my residency to another country, at least full time. It'd be nice, you know, if you had that kind of wealth to be able to be like, yeah, I've got a little home over here. But that's not in the cards. Now or maybe ever.
What's that? A little wealth.
That cottage you dream about in
Only cottage I'm getting is cottage cheese.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Curtis said, yeah, my girl and I were in Peru right now for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. 3 weeks.
He said the condos go for about $77,000. The politics about the same and everything else. And I'm even playing in the contest. Oh, I guess probably our cash contest from there.
Oh, Kevin, what's the password? Go.
It changes every hour, dog.
I just want to know if he's awake at night. The password is fuck.
Banana.
Yeah, bananas.
Banana will haunt him.
Yeah. And Luis, he said, I lived in Germany for almost 10 years, stayed there even after my time in the Air Force was up.
Wow.
It was an excellent place. Wiesbaden, I believe is how you'd say that. Or Wiesbaden, maybe. Very cultured, very clean. Their English wasn't that shabby. Their knowledge of American pop culture was surprisingly awesome. Yeah, that is the one thing that, you know, I've kind of got because as a kid growing up, and I still, got our friend Olivier that's in Belgium. And they really know America, the whole world. I mean, that's probably our biggest export.
They are intrigued by the sexiness of our pop culture.
I think we're just a fascinating people to the rest of the world. They just look at us like, they're just, these people are entertaining. You know how kind of like all of America looks to Florida? I think
Florida's a big part of why people look at our country.
Absolutely.
We are pulling our weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we shall see on that. But yeah, he said, so economically it's doable. I was able to work there and able to maintain a lovely pad just minutes off our downtown area. So it sounds like he thoroughly enjoyed it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it could be a lovely place. I have heard that Germans are very meticulous on, for instance, like cleaning out front of their house and things like that. They're always out there every night, like sweeping up, and they believe in keeping a very clean place. So I think that's encouraging. And the other thing, too, is I think for any of us, it would probably be really weird because living in South Florida, the pace of life is just boom, 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 boom. And I know probably New Yorkers are going, dude, you guys are slow compared to us.
Right.
But I think even if you went to some of these countries, I think that's what would shock us is just that people do not move nearly as fast. They don't try to multitask at the level we do and try to cram 18 different things into 1 hour. They're probably like, we'll cram 18 things into our week, not into 1 hour.
And they really do. They relish time not working.
Right.
They sit with friends. They have siesta. They take large breaks each day where they're just not going to do any work and going to just be a happy person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a large break today. She's called whiskey.
Mm-hmm. And we're also talking about crazy Uber experiences and the ins and outs, rating them, tipping them, all that kind of stuff. Do they know? Apparently they do, at least according to somebody that is an Eats driver. I don't know how that differs from just a ride share driver.
It's different, but, I would say cousins of one another.
I'd say if you hate people, do Uber Eats. Because if you hate people, do Uber Eats. Because if you have people in your car,
right,
you're going to hate people even more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think you should be an Uber driver if you hate people. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Sometimes you got to just make ends meet.
I hear you, but I mean, there's some people I feel like they just murdered somebody.
Mm-hmm. Lisa said my 19-year-old daughter was getting in an Uber to work one morning, and the driver, apparently in his mid-30s, and proceeded to play very explicit, raunchy music the entire time at full volume with tons of mentions of graphic sexual things. She was kind of horrified. That would be kind of intimidating. Now, look, I don't have the female perspective, but I mean, imagine you're 19 years old, a guy's 35.
That's intimidating.
Dude, you're paying for a service.
Yeah, and he's blaring very, in your vagina. Like, whoa, what's going on,
Yeah, you definitely should not give that guy 5 stars.
And let's get you in the booth. Vagina. That kind of, I could see Ralston. Is that the second time you said vagina today?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
It's a Vagina Friday.
He's having fun.
I like that.
National Vagina Day.
Yeah, that's good.
Heather, she had said it was my birthday this year, and I had a Lyft driver with road rage.
I had that.
I've had it too.
It's crazy.
It's awful. Yeah, I'm not paying for you to go through a nervous breakdown and run through red lights and speed like we've got cocaine in the trunk.
But do we have cocaine in the trunk?
That's probably why he's speeding.
It says she turned around to me twice to complain about another driver. Then she almost got into an accident in a separate incident. I reported her to Lyft.
Well, she's a mess.
That's that time Denny's got into the Uber and the woman is on her phone talking a gang of shit about the person she just dropped off, saying, that fat bitch, she was, and Denny's is like, shit, what are you going to say about me when I leave?
Yeah. And I've been talking a little bit about iguanas here this week. Saw one by our lake, Bagel Monster. And Ryan had talked about how he had one as a pet. He said, hearing you talking about the iguanas, years ago you could actually buy them in the store. She was
That's
pretty cool.
the problem.
Yeah.
People bought them in the store, and then they got too big for their house, and they were like, "Oh, screw this," and released it.
And I think that's what they did. They
Yeah.
screwed this, and they like to hump.
The iguana hump party was on.
Oh, it was the Rumspringa.
Yeah, Ryan even said, they're hard to take care of in captivity. I guess that's why so many people have let them go into the wild, and now they're all over the place.
Yeah, I feel like lizards are up there when it comes to just getting it. I just feel like they're always, I don't know.
Maybe it's you.
I don't know, but I don't ever see raccoons porking. I see lizards all the time. So do they have a higher sex drive than other animals?
Maybe raccoons are just more like discreet about it.
I don't want to.
They do it in a bush.
I don't want to Google that because I don't want that in my history.
In your Google search,
Do raccoons?
where do raccoons have sex?
Yeah, I can't write that in.
So I can go to watch them.
Even I have a line where I'm not going to type something.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that they do reproduce at a very high clip. You know, they talked about that one layer they saw, 100 iguana eggs in it. And so,
Oh my gosh.
And isn't pythons the same way, kind of? They just are reproducing at an alarming rate.
yeah,
Yeah.
think so.
I think both of those are just overrunning us.
Well, I see people on my next door in my area, and they are worried of a python northern movement. And think about it. If there's enough of them, you don't think they'll eventually make their way north?
It's horrifying.
Imagine having a python problem.
A python and an iguana, like what? They step to you with
I
their
mean-
chest puffed out.
And that would make a great job opportunity for somebody, but I don't want to fucking call a python hunter.
Sounds pricey.
Ryan was saying with his iguana, he said, I just put her on a leash. She would stay on my shoulder the entire time. I'd go walk a mile to my mom's work and just say hey to everybody.
Yeah, look, I feel it's not the iguana's fault. So there's conflict there because this is a topic people get so mad about iguanas. They go, they don't belong here, and then a rare minority of people will say, yeah, but it's a creature still. It's not its fault. And think about it. If you're an iguana and you just show up and you're just doing iguana shit and you didn't realize it, is it really your fault?
It sucks, but they eat people's like whole entire
I know.
backyard. Like, what if you put in beautiful trees and then an iguana come along and eat them all?
It's like iguanas, don't give them a reason to be a dick.
Iguanas need to change up their diet and stop eating people's beautiful trees.
And they do not sweat humans anymore.
No.
The one iguana, I swear, had brass knuckles.
And Alexandria said, I was listening to last Thursday's show where you guys were talking about GLP-1s affecting sex drive. Well, I'm 31. And I think it's actually giving me more cases of the hornies.
Okay.
I think that can happen for some people.
Everybody is different.
Yeah.
When you put a chemical in your body, you don't have any idea how you're going to react to it. It's going to be different based on hormones and your DNA and what you ate that day, and like there's so many factors.
Well, that's why they list, especially on mental health drugs, it could cause happiness or suicidal thoughts, or you
homicidal tendencies.
You might kill your neighbor. You also could love everybody.
Well,
you might cry.
Your neighbor's an asshole. He deserved it.
Could grow a tail. You could also just hug people. It's like, well, all right.
Anal bleeding.
Oh yeah, there's always anal bleeding.
Yeah, and she says here that I don't know if it's the medication or being skinnier. So feeling better in the bedroom, but I'm loving it.
I think a lot of that, too, is tied to your confidence. Mm-hmm. And when you feel good and you look good and you know you look good, you're like, okay, I want to show this thing to somebody.
I mean, even one of my friends said that. He goes, man, it got to a point where I looked down, I could not see my dick. Because his stomach got so big, and then he goes, I lost weight, and my sex drive went up because I felt confident and mentally like I could get back out there and do it. So I think there's something to that.
It's a complete tie-in. Physically, too. You just feel better when you're not carrying around 30, 40, 50 pounds of extra fat.
Mm-hmm. And I did see one of the big stories is they're trying to make it all more affordable so that people who need it can stay on it and not have to break the bank to do it. So it'll be interesting to see. Anybody who want access to a GLP-1, hopefully will be able to get it and afford it. It seems like it's changing things. I mean, obesity was our number one killer there for a while, but boy, people are dropping weight like crazy. And it does. It opens up a whole new world. You just feel better about yourself and easier to breathe, easier to get around, easier to live.
Amen.
The prices are going down for that, but if you want an iguana hunter, you're going to have to pay top quality dollars. They are going up.
Danielle, she said, believe you may have mentioned to try this or may have tried, but I feel like I'd known. What if there was a fourth person for Do It Bitch as a call-in person? We all listen to the person on the phone. They could always be the gambler, so all other three would rotate. Yeah, we had tried that. I think what time was it? Like we couldn't get a caller or something like that. I remember one time I left it to that, and there was some issue that happened.
We did it a couple of times, and both times were not. It was not a good. It was not a good experience.
I don't
for
remember
anybody.
why, but I just said never do that again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that unfortunately was not the option that I thought it would be. But it's a good thought. I had the same thought, and it just impracticality. Isn't that the way of life?
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling this is the solution. Then you do it, be going, gosh, that's not the solution. That was a terrible idea. So it didn't work out well.
You got to have terrible ideas to get to the good ones.
That's
Get
it.
back on the horse, Ralston.
That's what I gotta do every day. Then it kicks me in the face.
Then it pisses on my new hair.
It does.
And it takes a dump on my shoes.
Fucking horse,
That horse,
pissed in his
man.
new hair.
I'm gonna turn that thing into glue.
Eats your hair like it's hay.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Yeah.
I was laughing at you.
Me versus the horse.
Oh, you're going to lose. They're beasts. They're strong. I've been run over by one, and I've been kicked by one. I know.
Christina in Brooklyn had a thought for Jaybird. Instead of doing a full feature film, have you thought about maybe doing like 3 or 4 episodes, kind of like Twilight Zone, Black Mirror? I think you'd come up with some great ideas for sure.
Yeah, I have absolutely thought of that. Totally. It's a great idea, and it's something that could be in the future for sure.
Okay. All right. Great idea. Thank you. Keith said you were talking about the main show and the stats. How does it compare to the ATS? On YouTube, it is typically the after the show views gets about half of what the regular show does. So that's about what we're talking about there.
But don't we also get downloads too that people don't? I mean, there's ways to get it where they can just download and listen to the show. It has nothing to do with YouTube, correct?
Yeah, but we offer the regular show as well. So I think even across, when you take all the platforms even, and you would say, okay, how does it perform? The ATS gets about half the numbers of what the regular show does.
It's probably because of, the fucking language.
He says, I think this format and overall feel and vibe of the ATS is where you guys excel the most. Yeah, I do not disagree with you. He said, after listening to the ATS for years and hearing normal show stuff, it always sounds rushed, heavily produced, like you guys have scripts and clocks. I know the radio clock stuff, but yeah, it's noticeable, and the ATS is the best. Yeah, you do. You're on a very tight clock when you do the regular radio show. And the thing about it is, radio's a different style. You're dealing with a different attention span. You're dealing with a mass appeal versus people that are intentionally there necessarily to listen to you. We may have somebody just punching through a bunch of radio stations or whatnot, and so you got to kind of keep their attention. So you have to go with the stuff that's the most palatable to the mainstream audience, and you got to move it quick. You got to get right to the point. They always get in your head, be like, you got 8 seconds to hook them or they're punching.
And also, too, our language is sort of policed. And I'm not even saying just for cursing, there's just certain topics and certain things that are easier to get to on the podcast where you're able to kind of expand and get your true opinion on it instead of rushing. Because sometimes I know on the regular show, I'll say something and go, man, that's not how I wanted to say it. I wish I could have explained that better. And at least on the podcast, you have a chance to do that.
Well, with the podcast, the thing that's very freeing is if you're here with your kids, that's on you. Like, this is sold as an adult's content show.
We told you.
When you're on the radio show, you're licensed by the federal government, the Federal Communications Commission. You got a different responsibility. And again, it's the mass audience where you have to take in mind that kids could be listening, and so you have to take the overall good of society into account with how you do things. So
here on this, we don't give a shit about the kids.
Yeah, but there's like for example, there's some I hate when if I say something like, the guy's gonna kick my ass. if I know that the kids are listening, the guy was going to kick my butt. And I think that sounds so fucking whack.
It does.
He's going to kick my butt.
Makes you sound like a goober.
It does make me sound like a goober.
And I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah, that sounds just funnier. I almost got my ass kicked. I almost got my butt kicked. Ass is just funnier.
It's just better.
Yep. And got a thought here from Shelly. Said, remember back in 2021, I was listening to an old show, and it was the day that the bird bomb was invented. Coke, caffeine, and whiskey. I think it later morphed. When is the last time you did a bird bomb?
Oh, last night.
Okay. Still doing them bird bombs.
What was it again? It was Coke?
Caffeine and whiskey?
Like Coca-Cola?
Coffee and whiskey?
It said Coke, C-O-K-E, coffee, and whiskey.
Coke, coffee, and whiskey.
Oh, I can't be doing coffee, y'all. I'm squirrely enough.
Pussy.
All right, give me a fucking glass right now. I'll do 3 of them. You don't think I can do it? It's so easy to bait me. She knows exactly what to say.
And heads up about a podcast on the Tequesta murders. Karen said, I listened to a podcast about the Tequesta face-eating murders. Ooh. He absolutely had mental delusions the night of the murder and prior for a very, very long time, and the parents didn't do anything about it. He believed he was transforming into a dog or a wolf and growing stronger each day. That's why he ate the face. He had delusions of a dark entity following him the night of the murder. The story was fantastic, including the 911 calls and jailhouse conversations with his father. He absolutely was mentally disturbed and not on drugs, as the toxicology report stated. If you want to listen to the story, the podcast is called Murder in America, episode 221, Florida, the Zombie Murders.
Oh. So wait till Christmas to watch that, or it's a horrifying story. I feel bad because that's one of those things that happened in our backyard.
Yeah, it happened right down the street from my house. I drove past it on the way to work, and I'm like, wonder what's going on over there. The whole street was blocked off, all the sirens and all the red and blue lights.
Well, we had that story, and then, a year or two before, we had the one down in Miami, and people thought he was on drugs, and I think he only had... And correct me if I'm wrong, I thought he only had weed in his system, and he ate somebody's face. Which, so all of a sudden, Florida starts to get a reputation.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was bath salts that he had done.
That was assumed at first, but I don't think that was confirmed. If I'm wrong, believe me, I will hear about it.
Okay. They said that Rudy Eugene, known as the Face Eater, was found to be high on marijuana, but not on bath salts or any other drugs.
Wow.
The toxicology report confirmed that marijuana was the only substance detected in his system, while bath salts were ruled out as a cause of his behavior. So do we need to keep an eye on Denny's?
Do they test for mushrooms?
Yes, they test for all that stuff. They do. That's why I never want to get into a argument with you, because I know that you have an inside source that thinks that dude was on mushrooms. But I've done a lot of research on that case, and the one in Tequesta, he was having delusions for quite a long time. I mean, to a point where
people in his life, though, said he was doing hallucinogenics for a long, long time as well. Is it possible that both things were happening at the same time?
I just don't think they're going to get that wrong. You're going to know if you have mushrooms in your system.
Yeah, I think are you asking, is it a contributing factor? If you do enough of these kind of drugs, I think
yes. Make you go crazy.
Yes, I think you can burn yourself out. Yes.
Now with, marijuana being more available in America. Yeah, some of these studies are coming out, and they are seeing that, it can lead to schizophrenia and some of these other things if, people are using it excessively. And I think one of the big concerns is just the concentration, the potency of it. And I think that's what's kind of really changed the game, and why you are hearing some of these stories where a face eater was just on marijuana.
Well, just imagine, too, if someone has mental issues, and they're also their mental issues lead to aggression, they have to be super careful what they put in their body because it's going to change their chemistry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just seems like it's a bad combination.
Well, we knew a guy who did a lot of drugs, and he was doing acid and LSD, and he did it at an alarming rate, and it burned his brain out. He turned into a different person, because I think you could absolutely fry your brain if you do something. I mean, even if you drink too much, it leads to all kind of crazy shit in your head. Mm-hmm. But with that said, where is that whiskey?
It's Friday.
It's Friday, bitches.
Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some people chatting about my hair club video from yesterday, the big reveal of what it looks like. Some of the comments I see, it's real human hair. I'll wash it like you would any other hair. Some people said it looked like the scalp was a little bit irritated. Yeah, that's one of the issues I got to deal with. I already have very sensitive skin, and it gets very dried out. And so I've had to limit how much I shower, honestly. And so that's kind of challenging because you see how flaky I get and all that kind of stuff. And so it's rough for me to do that. So I've had to come up with a schedule where, you don't clean it too much. Because, there were times where it was, hey, you're pretty inflamed, dude. So
we got to keep you moist.
You'd have to take a horse bath.
Yeah.
Just wash your pink parts.
Tits and dicks and all that.
Sorry, I got that from my mother.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm running late. I got to take a horse bath.
Yeah, so you have to do that. Most people are not as sensitive as I am. Like my buddy Sean, he came with me yesterday, and they were just kind of sizing him up for it. And they put the adhesive that they use for it to keep the hair on. They put a little dab behind your ear just to see how your skin reacts to it. And they have different kinds of adhesives, so I have to go with the lightest, easiest one that they have.
Me too. Whenever I do any kind of glue or tape, I'm full on allergic to surgical tape.
Yeah, right.
They can't even put it on me.
So for most people, they have a really solid, stout adhesive, and they'll even put a double stick tape underneath. So, you can hold them up by the hair and it ain't going to come off. So, I don't do all that excessive stuff because I can't because of my skin.
I didn't know you suffer from BAS. Both of you.
Bitch ass skin.
Bitch ass scalp.
Okay, yeah.
No, my mom was like that too.
Yeah.
I got my dad's scalp, thank goodness. You could throw a rock off my head, and believe me, it's happened quite a few times.
Yeah.
And, you would never even know.
Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, and I know some people earlier were asking, be like, hey, didn't you do the hair transplant thing? And yeah, I did. I did that a long time ago. We're talking, probably almost 20 years ago, probably now?
Station 1, yeah.
Yeah, way back in the day. And what had happened with that was, and I think when I did a deal and all that, but I think it was still like 10 grand. I was talking to my buddy Sean yesterday. He's more recently priced it out, and he said he quoted 40K.
40?
But has it gotten better? Because I know that's what it was always the complaint was. It was a lot of money, and it didn't really nail it. Is it gotten better?
Well, here's where it's gotten better, and here's where it's still a problem. It's gotten better in the fact they can really make it look natural. So when I had it done, they'll put the follicles just like they put them in individually, and they'll put them in just like your hair does. Because when we were kids, remember the Barbie doll looking hair where it was coming in lines and threads, and it looked like somebody planted corn. So they don't do that anymore. So they're good. So they'll look completely natural. If you have somebody that's had the hair transplants done next to anybody else, you can't tell any difference. It looks exactly the same. Now, what they don't tell you, and what I wasn't told, is my hair transplant for $10K barely covered anything. I've got some hair in the front that they use to blend the hair that Hair Club puts in. That's all I got. A small little strip was it. And even talking to my hairdresser yesterday at Hair Club, she said, yeah, you know what happens for a lot of times with people with hair transplants? I was talking to a guy, I'm like, your hair looks great. And he's like, yeah, I've had 9 of them.
9.
Yeah, and
so $90,000.
Well, that's what. And keep in mind, I did a deal, because I talked about all that.
You
stuff.
got a special rate.
If you needed 5 to 7 to cover your whole dome at $40,000 a pop, you're talking $350,000.
It makes you want to do the Hulk Hogan, the bandana.
You pay to get a full head of hair.
Damn.
So that's what you're looking at, because people are talking about the cost of this versus that. And yeah, what I do at Hair Club, radically more affordable than $350,000 to get a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Well, I think it looks great.
I love it. To me, it's the best. That's why I do it. I know some people shave your head. Yeah, do it. That'd be great for you. And I wish I could. Look, I look 15 to 20 years older when I don't have the hair. And so for me and doing what I do, it's just like anybody, you do longer lashes, you put on makeup, you get Botox. I think people have got something to do what they do to feel a little bit more confident, comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah, I do everything.
Do you if you didn't do anything and you were all straight up natural right now, how bald would you be, you think?
Well, around the sides, what's good for me is I do have a good donor area. So I'm really strong. In fact, my hairdresser was saying yesterday, it's like, yeah, you know what? He covers and it goes up pretty well. But right at the top, it was just very patchy. And it had gotten to the point where, before I kind of slick it back or whatever and try to cover it up. But it was just getting to the point where like, all right, there's too many gaps, too mangy and I was getting ready to just shave it all off and I was going to go, trim it as tight as I could. And who knows, one day when I get on a media and whatever, I might, do that just to live life and be natural. I'm an old dude.
When you stop giving a shit.
Yes. Right.
You see, Kevin.
When you don't have to worry about reading the comments.
When Kevin's got the Dr. Phil going on, that's when he said, fuck it.
I've quit life. I've given up and I'm like, I don't care anymore. So that actually should be really alarming. Not only will I look alarming, but going, damn, he gave up.
He gave up. He's done.
Yeah, he's done. He's just over it all.
Cashing his chips.
Yeah, he just cashed it all in. Kev's finally broke.
There is, believe it or not, there's a freeing feeling.
As long as I have the hair on, you'd be like, he's still trying. Now the horse is still kicking him in the face.
And pissing on his hair.
All over him and trying to eat his hair. But you know what? By God, he's still got a little left in the fight. There's still a little dog left in him.
Stay at it, Tiger.
Hair's gone, dog's gone. I'm dead inside. So that's why I do what I do, and it's the best, most affordable option that I have. And look, if you got a full head of hair, God bless you. You got a gift, you got a blessing. You don't realize. And I think we all probably do. In certain ways, we've all won the genetic lottery. In other ways, we've lost the genetic lottery.
We take for granted what we don't realize we are so lucky to have.
That is true. That's very true.
Healthy children.
Well, just health in general.
Yeah.
People, if you're a healthy person and everything feels good on you, people take that for granted until something fucking knocks you on your dick.
Yeah, that's why I'll take hair loss over some of the other genetic options I could have been born with. So,
amen.
Yeah, we all got our own little struggles. So hopefully you can find a way to cope, and that's my cope. And if you haven't seen the video, go check it out. My daughter did a great job with the video.
It's a great video.
Yeah,
You're very brave.
Yeah, I threw out a Star Wars reference, and she's like, I don't really get it. And so I sent her the video, and I sent her the video because this is where Darth, where the helmet kind of lays down, which I feel like I'm like Darth Vader sitting in that chair doing the whole thing. And I kind of said that. Kayla's like, I don't really get it. And then she watched the clip. She's like, I don't think I'd like Star Wars. She's like, watching this clip convinced me I'm never watching this movie.
Same.
There's so many people that tell me that, like, dude, I'm not watching that fucking movie.
Yeah, baby girl, like, you would hate this movie.
I never planned to.
Yeah, so you would hate it. Got an email here, kind of an am I the jerk question. Jeff is want to know, said, we're longtime listeners, often have situations where I need to ask, am I the jerk? And we are soon to be grandparents and are overjoyed that this is our first. I recently offered my daughter a birthday gift, October 16th, to renovate our granddaughter's nursery. She lives several hours away, so I would need to stay over for a few days. Initially, she said thank you, though rescinded my offer a day later, saying that it's not the right time to get this done. The baby is due the first or second week in November. Well, my wife and I were confused, knowing that the time was of the essence to get this done. A few days later, all the grandparents were invited up to get the nursery ready. I was not happy since this was my gift to her, though it takes a village. So they did the nursery, all this kind of work, and then I guess it wasn't well received. So basically what happened was I decided that I would pay for some pest control because we noticed that there was a little insect problem. And my daughter said that she would talk about it with us later in the week. And we come to find out that my daughter and son-in-law were deeply offended that I'd emasculated him by suggesting he's not taking care of my daughter and soon-to-be grandchild.
Well, stop having roaches give knuckle bumps to everybody.
Yeah. So really what it was, they're trying to help. In a sense, they stepped on the son-in-law's feelings. And Yeah, I guess I could see where that is a problem. I've heard these kind of dynamics that have happened. You've dealt with a mother-in-law you didn't like before, Virginia.
Yes.
And they feel like they interject. I remember she had come down on you about your cleaning, that it wasn't thorough enough. And I think, look, I would just always be mindful of those kind of situations. You had great intentions. You didn't mean to offend. And, I look at that with my kids, if they ever get partners or whatever, it's like, I don't want to be neglectful. If they ask for it, I provide it, but I'm going to try to be very careful that I don't, because that's almost kind of sometimes a passive aggressive move. And I remember my grandma would do that. Like, she would offer something to my mom, then my mom would take offense on it. She's like going, look, I can see you need help with this, so why don't I pay for that? And I was like going, bitch.
Yeah, that's
I don't need you identifying my problems, and I don't need you to be, my rock to lean on me. I can dig myself out of my own problems.
That is exactly how my mother was. If you were to say anything about the house or just she wasn't doing a good job, she would fucking junkyard dog your ass.
And look, you're just seeing it in your own mind, Jeff. I get it. You're a good dude. I know you and your wife very well, and yeah, you're well-intentioned people. And I think that's just, you're probably learning boundaries with that. And now you know that you have to see it, and you'll just have to kind of like bite your tongue
Exactly.
and say, hey,
You don't have to help unless asked.
Right.
Sometimes I know you want to be that helper, and because this is your kid and you've been that person your whole life, taking care of this kid, providing everything for this kid, making sure this kid had everything perfect. But now it's not your job anymore. Now you got to just let them just sink or swim.
I think you can throw out and be like, hey, if you ever need anything, come to me. I'm happy to help you, but I'm not going to suggest anything. If you think you need it or whatever, come to me. And, just because you're on your own and you're very self-sufficient, but I understand that you don't have the kind of expendable income that your mom and I do. And so as grandparents, we're happy to help still pay for some things here and there, but you need to request it.
Right.
The other thing, too, is he's probably embarrassed, and people get weird when they get embarrassed. If you get called out and then it appears that you're not doing your job and there's bugs everywhere, you're probably kind of embarrassed about it. And people get fucking weird when they get embarrassed.
And I can understand that young male energy, too, where he's saying, you're trying to say that I'm not able to take care of your daughter or provide
And they weren't
for her
saying
well
that at all.
Exactly.
But it's testosterone that he's got telling him, they want some beef.
He's got his young pride. He's like, this is my family. It's my responsibility to take care of them. And you're trying to say I got cockroaches crawling all over them? So
it's a problem.
So in short, basically, we're all fucked.
You're right to offer, but now you've learned you can't.
I would throw out the one time, be like, hey, if you ever need anything, let us know, and just leave it at that and then never comment again.
We're not going to offer anything ever again. You guys have my number.
Yep. So that's my thought there. And look, I think intention is a lot of it. I've done a lot of things that I'm like, gosh, that probably wasn't the right way. I didn't have bad intentions. I wasn't trying to be insulting. I wasn't trying to whatever. But as I look at it, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I get where they're doing that.
That's why you're good at forgiving people easily.
Yeah.
Because you go, all right, what was the intention behind the moment or what's going on? And you're not one to hold on to a grudge.
Yeah.
Because you look at intention.
I've offended a lot of people. And I'll offend a lot more. I'm just warming up, baby.
He's in that Dr. Phil haircut.
That's it, baby. All right. My daughter and I, we're going to go have a lunch, and we're going to make a little KVJ Eats video. So if you're looking for places to go to Instagram, kvj.eats. See where we go today. I'm not even sure where we are going, but that'll be part of the surprise. If it's good, we're going to post a video.
I love it.
And a lot of other great ideas there. If you're looking for something fun to check out, go check it out and make sure you follow. We would appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend. Go see Virginia at the feast. Love to be there at Abaco and Uncle Jerry. And we'll see you back here on a Monday.